Y'all, we have a lot to catch up on. My name is Jordan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm in nursing school. The last video I made, I was still in my first semester. Sorry. Ooh, got a little behind. I'm now in my second semester. So don't forget to like, subscribe. I plan on doing a lot more videos, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, God. But as you know, we're quarantining and not chilling. We're trying to chill, but it's not working out. So in this video, I kind of just want to go over what quarantine looks like for my nursing program, how last semester went and how this semester is progressing, and then what we're doing now, what my nurse intern tech position looks like at the hospital amidst the corona craziness. So welcome back. Sorry, I know it's been forever, my bad, but here we are. Yay! Y'all, I just filmed that whole video, and like in most of it, part of my head is cut off. But I really don't want to spend 30 minutes redoing it, so I'm sorry. It is what it is. I mean, yeah. Forgot to mention, we're also potty training. So, yeah, we've got a lot going on, y'all.
Mommy.
What?
Inside blue bucket.
Oh, it's inside the blue bucket. What's in there? Doesn't take much, y'all. Woo! Cool. Don't look at our trash. You want to say anything? What do you want to say?
That's my playroom.
That is your playroom. We made you a playroom on quarantine, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, we cleaned up our like sunroom that we've just been using for basically storage and for the dogs to go in whenever they need to chill out. And now it's a playroom for Jack. So good has come from this, y'all. Good has come from this. Now back to the head chopped content. Sorry. Okay, so starting off with last semester, I did pass, yay. As a refresher, I was in fundamentals of nursing. I'm in a 2-year ADN program. So my first semester was fundamentals. We don't have farmer stuff. It's just wrapped up into everything. And my clinicals were in the nursing home. So I passed. I'm a little frustrated because I had an 89.8 and we don't round up. So I had a barely B, but I deserved it. If I would have studied a little bit harder on my final, I could have gotten an A. But at that point, I was like, I don't have the points to pass this class, so I'm just going to go. I'm not going to drive myself crazy studying for that. And I paid the price because I got a B. Not that it matters. B's are great, C's are great, A's are great, whatever. But I'm a perfectionist, so, you know. So this semester I'm in Med-Surg 1 in mental health. It's been much more challenging this semester, content-wise, and then keeping up with 2 classes and kind of a semi-unorganized program is fun. So I was doing clinicals at a kind of more rural hospital far from my house, and it was kind of neat to see the difference in the hospital I work at, which is more in a city and a larger hospital and a big network that seems to have maybe more funding, and then a rural hospital. It was kind of cool to see, like, okay, the nurses here, they do all their own labs and they do all their own IVs and everything like that. They take the patients themselves. Usually there wasn't transport. So the nurses there did a lot more skills. Not that they're better or worse. I think it was just a staffing consideration. So I'm glad I was at that facility in that I got to see the nurses do more and be involved in more. I didn't really get the opportunity to do many skills because corona, hi. So that's a huge bummer. I got to give meds and give a couple shots and, you know, flush lines, but that's really it. I did have really interesting cases, the 2 clinicals I did get to go to, but I still have 4 more that I missed in the hospital clinicals. We had a whole ordeal with our clinical instructor that was unfortunate. So maybe that's my silver lining in that, like, Yes, I'm missing out on a lot of clinical opportunity, but at least I'll have a better go next time, hopefully. And then mental health, it's split up into a bunch of different clinicals and we rotate through. So I have done my outpatient hospice, but I haven't done either of my psychs or my inpatient hospice, or my support group. All that to say, our school went on spring break the 3rd week of March, I want to say, and we haven't gone back, and we should not be going back. If we do go back, it'd be the last week of April. I don't think it's going to happen. And we would literally be doing skills in the parking lot. So, yeah. So, our school has handled this in that we have all of our lectures on a D2L. I'm sure your school has something similar. If it's not the same, it's just our e-learning profile. We're not an online class at all, but we get all of our PowerPoints and everything through this D2L. And in the past, when I've done online classes, it's been through D2L. So maybe it's the same for y'all. I don't know. So we have access to all of our PowerPoints, and what our teachers did was put audio to each PowerPoint as if they were lecturing. So that's kind of our online learning. We get a Zoom weekly for like questions, and then some of the instructors have done like Q&A Zooms before tests. Our tests are online proctored through a program. It's not the virtual proctor. So there's ProctorU, where someone is actually watching you as you take the test on your camera. That's what we're doing our HESI finals with, but for our normal tests, it's a different program, so it just flags you like if something looks suspicious. So we're testing from home. The one test we have done, we have another one next Monday. The one test we have done, y'all, it was just as hard as our normal test. I know our instructors are trying their best to give us the best education they can, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not learning much. I'm doing the work, I'm putting the hours in, but it's hard to comprehend for me personally just from PowerPoints. That's not really how I learn. I don't read and go, oh yeah, that's exactly how that disease process works, and as a nurse, these are now my responsibilities. That's fun and all, but it's not how I learn. So that's what we have. We have our PowerPoints with the audio or video attached to it, and that's that. Then we test on it, just like we normally would. For clinicals, they have us doing virtual simulations. They were going to push it back until the summer, but the concern is that people who are on financial aid, they would get incomplete if they don't have their clinical hours at the end of the semester. So they had to find a way to get clinical hours, but none of the hospitals are accepting students, of course, for PPE and infection control reasons. So we are doing VSIMs. We had to pay extra out of pocket for them, which is fun because I don't feel like I'm getting what I paid for, because I pay cash. I don't care if I have to go back in the summer. I want to learn. Like, I want to come out of this and feel competent. I get that they're doing what was best for the greater good, but for me, it just feels like a waste. Like, yeah, the VSIMs are okay, but I can't do skills. I don't have a lab. I can't go practice. I don't have supplies. I don't have mannequins or people or patients. Like, I can only learn so much from a simulation, and I don't feel like I'm getting what I paid for in tuition. I get it. I get that the schools can't really do much about that. But to make us pay extra on top of it, like, my tuition covered my clinicals. Can't go to clinicals, so now I have to pay extra to do these fake clinicals that honestly, like, don't teach me much at all. So that's my frustration, but it's not my instructor's fault. It's not the program's fault. I think they're doing the best with what they can, and it's just unfortunate for everyone all around. I am grateful that we're getting to continue to test and get our clinical hours in so that we don't get held back. I know some programs are basically just having to stall, and people might graduate late. So I hope that's not the case you're in. I'm grateful that I'm not in that case. So, yeah, no, there's silver linings. I've had to adjust how I study, though. I've been making disease sheets. I'll get one. Okay, so I've changed up since I'm only learning from PowerPoints, because for me, I remember sitting in a lecture and I can recall the information. The PowerPoints don't mean much to me. So I've been doing disease process sheets. This is not a finished one. They're not fancy or anything. I know some people use templates, but I remember when I take notes what it looked like on a page. So I would recall like where on the page it was, what color I wrote it in, and the order I listed things out to work backwards from a question. So those don't really work great for me, the template, so I have to do it myself. But there's great, super cute templates on like Pinterest or Etsy for really cheap. Highly recommend those if that's not a factor in how you do it, because it would save you time and they look a little bit neater than my scribbles. I did these at work, so these aren't even my pretty ones, but normally I use markers and do them in different colors. But like, here's one that's really plain, super simple, anyone could do it. I just have my signs and symptoms, Murphy sign, management, surgical, non-surgical, meds, the patho. Just really easy, straightforward information, because for like cirrhosis, there's 20 slides on it. I can't comprehend 20 slides, but I can remember one page. So I had to change how I studied. I have page protectors that I put these in. I don't know, I'm a nerd, I guess, whatever. But that's been fun. That's been working for me a lot better than what I was doing before, since I don't have that class time to help me process things. I'm overwhelmed just thinking about it, y'all. Quarantine has not been easy for my family or just like my personal life. So normally I'm a server. I work at a barbecue place, and I usually come out to making like $20 an hour. So I don't have to work that many shifts to make ends meet. And then my husband, he usually works 4, 5, sometimes 6 days a week, but they're fairly reasonable hours. They're unpredictable, but it's reasonable. So he works in the restaurant industry, and now is there, since quarantine has started, he's been there 5 to 6 days a week, at least 10 hours a day, and took a pay cut. We're grateful he still has a job, because they thought they might have to furlough all of them. I was serving there, so of course I got let go. So I went to the hospital full time. I usually work at least 3 days a week at the hospital, 12-hour shifts, and I've been working on the Corona ICU the entire time because the pay's a little bit higher. So basically doing that just so that we can pay our bills. But also it's kind of been a blessing in disguise. So I was working on an observation floor, which is med-surg, but it's not inpatient. These are people that they're waiting to qualify for inpatient, or they're waiting to get transferred. The acuity is not high. It just isn't. So going to the ICU, I never really thought I wanted to work in an ICU. It was kind of an intimidating, scary place for me. And I honestly just did it for the money. I was like, yes, okay, I'll overcome that fear, and I'm gonna go make me some money because we've got a mortgage to pay. So I went to the ICU. The first couple days, like, I started getting comfortable. It was a new unit that they kind of opened up just for Corona patients that wasn't previously open. So nobody knew where everything was. It felt like we were all kind of on the same playing ground, and I got to take part in like organizing the unit and stocking the unit and being there from the very beginning. Like, new nurses would show up and be like, I don't know where anything was. So I actually did feel really helpful. But there was a learning curve because, oh, there's a bee. I want to make sure it's not getting my kid. He's playing in a sandbox. I think we're okay. We're good. Sorry. So there's a big difference to me in being a tech for an ICU and being a tech for a med-surg floor. There's just, the responsibilities are different, the expectations are different, your time is different. So I had to kind of get used to that. But once I did, I really enjoy it. It's not as scary as it was. I feel like I don't know a lot being around these nurses who seem to know everything. And a lot of them are my age, since I am an adult student. So that's kind of humbling, being like, Yeah, you're a supervisor in the ICU. And I'm a student. So that's been humbling, but we all make choices. And here we are. I'm glad I'm doing it now. Better late than never. And I hope you feel the same way about it and you're encouraged when you come across people who might be your age or younger than you being your superior. Don't let it get to you. We just put our hard work in. Anyways, that was a tangent. So, I've been in the ICU for the past 5 weeks. I think it's been 5 weeks I've been working in the Corona ICU at our hospital. Of course, we're having some pretty severe PPE challenges. Because we're ICU, we do get an N95. So we get a hallway mask that is in our paper bag to be used all day, and we get a room mask that's in a different bag, and that's used all day in all of our rooms. So yes, it's good that we get an N95 because we do have mostly intubated patients or people in BiPAP and things like that. But like our normal floor nurses, they're not getting N95s unless the patient has like an aerosolized procedure or is aerosolized or intubated all the time. So I feel like I have learned so freaking much. One, just being at the hospital a lot more often, because before I was working like one shift every 3 weeks. I didn't know anybody. Nobody knew who I was. I just would show up, kind of put my head down, do my work, and leave. Now, like, I know most of these nurses. I know the managers. I know the other techs. It's really comfortable. Like, I know the lab people. I know the doctors in the ICU. Like, the doctors and the nurses have a great relationship. They talk and collaborate, and it's really kind of cool. I think I'll do another video on the differences between being like a floor tech and an ICU tech in the future. Let me know if that's something you'd like. But for this one, the basis is, in life, it's been a mess trying to juggle having to work 3 or 4 ICU shifts and then having to do all my schoolwork and now doing my VSIMs and trying to make it into the meetings that they're having when my sweet, sweet, sweet Jack, my lovely, darling little boy, every time I pull out my laptop, he melts down. He just realizes, like, oh no, I need your attention. He'll come and tell me, Mommy, I do homework. I help you. And it's so sweet and so pure-hearted. And it tears me up because Trent is not here. My husband, he's not here. He can't be here. He's doing the best he can to provide. I can't be mad about that. But he gets home at like 6 most days. So I could study while he's home, but then I'm not getting to spend any time with all of us together. And I need to make dinner because he's not going to make dinner because he just cooked in a kitchen for the past 10 hours. It's just, we're normally a very like well-divided family. He cooks if I work, I cook if he works. Sometimes neither of us cooks and we get pizza. Like, we do a really, I think, good job juggling everything, like everything not being on one person or the other. So this is a weird time for us where there's no good way to juggle it. Because if I'm working, I leave the house at 5:30, I get home at 8 p.m. It is what it is. Like, Jack goes to bed. I have 3 hours of awake time at home before I need to go back to bed and wake up the next morning. So it's been really... Oh, did you get sand in your eyes? Are you okay? Blink, 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 blink. Good job. You're okay? Okay. Sorry. He's playing in his sandbox because he is the best little boy. We're very lucky. But it's been really hard to juggle all of this. So I just want to encourage anyone who's in the same boat as me. It can feel very isolating, very lonely, to be doing your schoolwork and trying to actually learn. Like, I'm doing well on the test. I'm getting the work done, but I don't feel like I'm retaining the information. Like, I want to be a good nurse at the end of it. I don't just want to have A's in this class. And I'm really struggling with that. I feel like I can't give it the attention it needs. But it's just a season. This won't last forever. focus on what you can take care of that day and do the next right thing that day. Today is house cleaning day. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, God. Today is house cleaning day. I've chosen to focus on what I can do today to make me calmer and less stressed, and let go of the rest of it. It is what it is. I can't do everything every day. Yesterday was simulation day. I put the TV on for my little boy and I banged through some simulations. And yesterday it was me saying, I might not be able to be the most focused mom and have the cutest activities for him to do and give him 100% of my attention, but I can be a great student. And today I thought, all right, today we're going to give him some more freedom. We're going to focus more on letting him play and me getting the house cleaned up. So it's a balance. So I just want to encourage you, you can't be everything all the time, and that's okay. C's get degrees, y'all. So I'm having to learn that myself. I'm a perfectionist. I'm my biggest critic. I'm always mad at myself about something. And I'm learning to let that go a little bit. So maybe it's a little bit of a blessing to be here in this Corona life. But I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I had something exciting to tell y'all. So 1 week into my Corona shifts, the nurse manager for all the different ICUs comes and she's like, Jordan, by the way, I emailed your manager and I told you you're mine now. So I'm a nurse intern, so we have our own manager instead of answering to the units. So my manager's still my manager. That sounded weird. But she emailed her and she said, hey, I want Jordan to be on my list now. She's an ICU tech now. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And to me, that was the biggest honor, because I felt like the whole time I was there, I didn't really know, they set up their rooms different. They need different things that I don't know what they are yet. So they're like, hey, can you get me a section set up for this? And I'm like, yeah, I can, but you're going to have to walk me through it one time. I'll remember it after that. So that was just the biggest honor, that I don't have the skills yet to kind of show them what I'm made of, but she saw something in me that was enough for her to say, I want you to tech for me, and also I want you to work for me when you graduate. You have a spot here. For her to say that, and when other people meet me, she's like, yeah, that's Jordan. She's ours now. She's going to be here whenever she graduates. We've claimed her. I hate to break it to her. I don't know if I want to be an ICU nurse. I'm a lot more open to it than I was when I started. But, I don't know if that's where I'll land up. Labor and delivery is still, I think, where my heart is, but I could definitely see myself doing the residency in ICU and being there for a little while before I transition to something else, or sticking. I don't know. So Corona has been wild. There's been some sadness in the hospital, a lot of uncertainty, and some fear, but there's been a lot of growth from it for me personally. I hope you're getting to grow too. Sorry, it's a bird. I hope you're getting to grow too. I hope you're getting to sit outside with your kids and allowing yourself the permission to just be present for whatever time you can allot to that. Just a little bit of time each day to just be present and breathe and not worry so much. Yes, we have bills to pay, and I get that. Yes, this is stressful. The unknown is stressful. I get that. Yes, we might have health issues. I get it. But it's just a season for most of us. I hope you're staying healthy. Please keep the sand in your box, baby. Don't throw the sand out of the box. I'm sorry. I could edit that out and redo it, but what's the point? This is my life. I could have put makeup on. I have some on. It's mostly leftover from yesterday. But what's the point? I don't think that's why you're here. I think you're here, if you stick around this long, because you need some authenticity and you need a real person telling you you can do it. Because I think you can. There's been nights where I've bawled to my husband going I feel stupid. I don't understand what I'm not getting on this simulation, and I'm normally much smarter than this, but I can't do everything. I've had those moments too. But we can do this. We can do hard things. We can. If you have questions, reach out. If you'd like to hear more about like what teching on a floor versus an ICU looks like, let me know and I can do a video about that. My horse is back there. Hey, Orville. You hear him too? Yeah. Orville walk. Yeah. Cooper. I'm sorry. We're losing it. I think we're about done here. I'm losing everybody. Cooper, no. Bye. So don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments, stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, stay at home for God's sake, please. And just do your very best. Reach out for help when you need it, and do the best you can right now. If the best you can is putting a TV on for your kid so you can just get a 10-minute break, do it. It's not forever, y'all. It's just a season. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching.